Good afternoon. My name is Sabrina Brightstar, and I want to talk about if you're a sensitive, if you're an empath, if you have hard times listening to ugly stories, heavy stories, stories filled with maybe violence or abuse or trauma. I am a sensitive and I have a really hard time hearing things. So people in my reality know if they say something, my body without meaning to, I'm sure I looked very rude, but without meaning to, I'll like plug my ears or I'll start humming, or I do these things because I can tell something ugly is about to be shared. And I just automatically am trying to prevent myself from receiving it because my body's so sensitive. And now that I'm understanding this, I'm realizing that I have a dysregulated nervous system when I hear things. So to try to protect me, I end up doing these kind of what would probably appear to be very rude reactions, or I police people. Like I'll be and I cut somebody off if they're trying to tell me a story, if I can tell. And it is very rude, and I've never known how to process it. I've never known how to feel safe in my body while holding an ugly story. And guess what? Guess what? Guess what? Guess what? I got information. I got information. I got information. So I want to share this amazing information, also tell you about two other people who are saying something that I feel is the same thing that I'm tapping into, that we're all receiving data downloads from the quantum field. What is the quantum field? The quantum field is just that space that holds everything. And no one owns that space. No one can say like, this came from me. Like if you come up with a great idea or you're whatever, it's a download you receive from the field. So that's another reason, like, no one is special. I don't believe in the hierarchy program. Okay, I'm going off on another tangent right now. Can you tell I'm so excited? Okay, so yesterday I was, well, first let me tell you what I heard from Billy Carson. I love Billy Carson. Would you say he's like a historian? He's not like a woo-woo teacher. I would say he's a historian, but because he studies history, he knows the Sumerian texts. He's very aware of Christianity. He's very aware of things. So he talks like religious, but it's not that he's a spiritual teacher. He's just a teacher of data, of history, of science. So he was talking the other day and he said, first, let me ask you this. What is your opinion of consciousness? What do you believe consciousness is? Okay, I'm asking because Billy Carson said, we are not consciousness, we download consciousness. And my body went, what the heck? What the heck did Billy Carson just say? We download consciousness? What? That was a radical new thought for me. I have always thought I embody consciousness. I expand my capacity to hold more consciousness. I had never considered consciousness is downloaded from the field, that the field holds consciousness and my body can receive the download. That was a radical new thought. And it kind of makes total sense. But so I've been pondering that. Okay, keep that piece of the story together. So yesterday I'm talking to a friend and she said something that I should have received it mildly, but my body felt like the heaviness of it. My body was like, oh my gosh, that makes me feel so uncomfortable. Like, and I had this huge kind of an overreaction to something that should have been mild. And because we're great friends and we can just communicate and I can just be honest and I can just say like, oh my gosh, my body felt like this. Like, so we just processed it together. And in the conversation, my friend shared something, I don't even know what she said, but my body lit up. You can tell like I receive information from my body, like when I feel safe, when I don't feel safe. And because I'm starting to develop a better relationship with my nervous system, my body can communicate to me differently. So she said this word, something about modulating. And I just like, modulate? And I just freaked out. And I'm like, oh my God. And I started getting downloads. I started seeing things, I started knowing things, I started feeling things, and I had the intel, I had the data that do I have the capacity to receive ugly data and modulate my frequency so my nervous system stays regulated? Do I have that ability? Is that ability already inside my DNA? Because I can tell like it's not something that's being invented. It's not something new, but I got the download like, is this a skill set? Is this ability to intentionally program to modulate the data so I can receive the data with divine neutrality and keep my physical body feeling regulated? Can I keep my body safe while I receive data that is ugly? Is that possible? Holy shit, right? Like, holy wow. So I've like been like getting so many hits, and so I'm calling it, and I'm not calling it just, it's downloads from the field, but it's modulate data technique. And what is it? It's the awareness that we can tune, right? Like in a radio station, you can tune, if there's static going on, the old radio stations, you can adjust it so your body doesn't have to hold or hear or receive that static. So we can communicate, we can be the programmer, and we can modulate, we can adjust our frequency, our vibration, so we can be in divine neutrality to hear and receive information and keep our nervous systems regulated. Holy wow, that feels so good. So then I was getting all this like, you got to talk about this, you got to share this, because I don't know if you've heard this, but I have heard so many people predict, and I guess it's already happening, but they say that truth is being revealed in the government, in the pharmacy, in education, in the celebrities, in the banking, in the finance, like so many ugly things have been revealed and will continue to get revealed that are going to put humans in fight or flight, dysregulated nervous systems. When we're receiving something from a system we trusted, a system we believed in, and now all of a sudden we're getting data that it might be a lie, that there might be control and manipulation, whether it's a distortion or it's not a distortion, your body goes through the experience of fear, and you go to fight or flight, freeze or fawn, dysregulated nervous system. So if we can develop this awareness, this ability to activate our multidimensional ability to modulate data, modulate the frequency in our cells, in our body, so when information comes, ugly information or surprising information or fear-based information, when that lands in our reality, we have choice, we have awareness, and we don't have to leave our body. We don't have to become dysregulated. This feels so special in the sense of it feels so practical to help us. I know I've spent majority of my whole life with a dysregulated nervous system. So, and then just to even become a person who can listen to my friends tell stories without policing them. Like, I don't try to police them to be controlling. I just, like, my body's so sensitive. I just overreact so quickly, so easily. So if I can learn how to deal with my dysregulated nervous system so I can do quantum listening, that's what I heard. That's what I heard. It's what is quantum listening? Quantum listening is the ability to receive data in divine neutrality and keep your body regulated. What? Quantum listening. I would love to become a master of quantum listening. What is a quantum listener? A quantum listener keeps a regulated nervous system, can receive data, stories, ugliness from divine neutrality. So you can allow that information to be dropped in your field without your body getting triggered, without your body going to fight, flight, freeze, or fawn. I desire, I intend, I am a woman who is a quantum listener. Can you see how I'm having so much awareness of the vibration of it, of the frequency of it, of the control as a sovereign being. I have the right to modulate the frequency for my own well-being, to take care of me. Okay, so then the other amazing thing, this is all unfolding in 72 hours. The other amazing thing, I'm listening to Michael Beckwith, minister of the Agape Church, right? Which I did go, I can share that story one time. The music there is amazing. So he's a minister, right? So he does talk spirituality. So he was being asked a question. Right now, so many people in fear, so many people hurting, so many people afraid of their job, afraid of being LGBTQ, afraid of being discriminated. So the question was how do we help? What are practical tips to help? And so I loved his answer. First of all, Michael Beckwith was talking about totalitarianism. Totalitarianism. Am I saying that right? And he said it's always existed, but now because more and more people are getting affected by it, America has to come out of the denial closet. America was in the denial closet, oh no, we're a fair country. We don't discriminate in our country. We provide safety and equality for all. Well, now it's become it's always existed, but now because it's becoming so public, it's becoming larger, the story is getting broader, bigger, louder. It's undeniable. You cannot bypass, you cannot deny, you cannot hide that there is not safety and equality for all. That does not exist in our now America. Safety and equality for all does not exist in our now America, which is the breakdown for the breakthrough. So I love how Michael Beckwith was saying totalitarianism has always existed, but now it's existing on such a grand scale, a grand rising of a totalitarianism, a grand rising of obvious, blatant injustices, unfairness, discrimination. It's undeniable. So that part's really good. So even though it's terrible to be a person who's experiencing it, it's good that our country can no longer be in denial about it. So then he talked about what we can do is if you're in fear, if you're dysregulated because this is happening to you, the practical step to take, he said, is you go to a higher thought pattern. And he started talking about the field. And in the quantum field, there exists a reality of unity, of safety, of equality, of justice. These realities also already exist. They're not new. And as Bashar eloquently talks about, anything you can imagine it because it's a reality, a parallel reality, a frequency reality that already exists. If you can imagine something, that is proof and evidence that it already exists in some dimension. It's not a new imagination. It can be a new download for you. It can be a new creative expression for you. But the reality is not new. It already exists in the quantum field. So Michael Beckwith is saying the same thing Billy Carson said when Billy Carson said we download consciousness. Michael Beckwith is saying the same thing. Go to a higher thought, go to a reality of unity, of love, of harmony, of equality, of fairness, of abundance, and intentionally download it. He's saying that two different men with two different careers. Yesterday, I had the experience. I can listen. I can become a quantum listener, hear something that's ugly, but I can go to a reality, download the consciousness that I can have the ability to receive data and keep my body regulated. Ooh, 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 ooh. This is so good. This is so good. It's so practical. It's so practical because so much fear is happening right now. So many, like whether the stories are distorted, because there's always two truths and a lie, right? There's always two truths and a lie. So whoever's doing the distorting, whoever's doing the manipulating, it doesn't matter. This is a tool to keep our bodies feeling regulated. Why do you want to keep your body regulated? Let me tell you what happens when your body's not regulated. When you're not regulated, when you go to fight, flight, freeze, or fawn, you lose access to common sense. You lose access to hearing, receiving what your inner being is trying to share with you. When you are in fight, flight, freeze, or fawn, your body is just trying to keep you alive. So your frequency, if you're in a fear-based thought mode, if you're in a fear-based pattern, your body only has access to thoughts that keep you alive. Your body is not able to perceive or receive data, information from your inner being. So what a fantastic trip. If you wanted to keep the humans in the matrix, if you wanted to keep the humans in a simulation, keep their nervous systems dysregulated. What better way to keep a human in the simulation? Have them so worried about money, so worried about day-to-day problems, so in fear about what the government's going to do or what politics are doing or what the weather patterns are doing. You put those humans in a fear-based reality, they won't get a regulated nervous system. Brilliant, genius plan to keep us separated. Separated from who? Separated from you, your inner being, your higher self. The quantum field has the solutions. The quantum field has the data, the solutions, the avenues, the next logical step for you to take. And when you're disconnected from the quantum field, when you're disconnected from your inner being, you don't know the next logical step because you're not able to receive the data. You're not able to receive the information. Last night I had the most amazing dream, and in my dream different people were talking to me about problems. There was trauma in the dream, there was drama, like it was intense, but I was new. I was a new person in the dream, and I know it's because of all this new patterns that are being downloaded into my field. And in the dream I didn't show up as the fixer. I didn't show up as the savior. I didn't show up as the codependent. I didn't show up as the people pleaser. All my former patterns, all the former ways I used to navigate my personal self in this reality. In my dream last night, I showed up as a quantum listener. I showed up as a quantum listener. I was able to listen. I didn't get triggered. I didn't get dysregulated, and I was able to hold the space. I was able to hold the knowing your inner being has the answer. So I did quantum listening all night long in my dreams. And then when they would say, well, what should I do? I could so calmly and so positively tell them, your inner being has the solution. And I knew that to be true. I knew it to be true. And I woke up feeling so refreshed today. I woke up feeling so rested today. Like we are on a new timeline. I am super excited. Thank you for listening. I hope you have a great day.